to speaking back to them or responding to them rather than the white men.
What do you mean you notice them more? Like, you don't notice the white guy standing right there, but you notice the black guy?
No, if it's like an average looking white guy, you know, making a pass or paying attention to me, I see through them. I don't even look at them.
So you heard it for yourself. So you got these crusties talking about a white man appreciation month for these bottom shelf brads. You got those white women that they try to imitate that can get those men that they pay courses how to get. Say, oh, I don't want those guys. I want this top black man who's in shape. Let's see what these black bitches are doing. Let's roll that clip.
What'd you say?
Would you date black girls?
Absolutely not.
Why?
Because they're disgusting.
Really?
Yeah.
Why they sleep with everybody in?
Yeah, you guys are pretty gross.
But y'all beautiful.
Yeah, thanks. I know.
God bless y'all with pretty hair.
I know.
Pretty eyes.
I know. Thank you.
Intelligence.
I know.
Look at
So that video shows the reputation these crusties have. And the reason I call them crusty is because it got to be something lower than Dusty. I mean, they have no roast game at all. It's just lame. Three trash bag Dusty. You weave ships can't even come with any sort of originality. So I'm just going to copy it and call you a crusty. Anyways, but you have people like Cynthia G who feel like black men should breed with them. Breed with a bunch of Aunt Jemimas. A bunch of HIV, STD positive animals. You know, women that nobody really wants. You know, they feel like you should breed with them and reproduce with them because of their inferiority complex to white women or other races of women. So it makes them feel some type of way when they see these black men with these other races of women, especially they're putting out a narrative that black men have no resources. You got black men who supposedly spend $900 on a white woman. So it makes them feel some type of way. All right? I don't understand where entitlement comes from, though. That's what I'm trying to figure out, because your own father was a crackhead and cares more about crack than he did raising your dumb ass. Which probably is why you came out so dumb, you came out so bitter and lonely, which is probably why you're in your mid-30s and still have no man, but you're a baby mama to a fatherless daughter who's probably going to grow up and be the next Ma'Khia Bryant, who knows? Judging by who's raising her, I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. And you got these people who talk about black men all day, call black men lower than dogs, but they don't realize in society they're lower than debris. These bitches' wealth go up when they get taken out. Their net worth literally goes up with their GoFundMe accounts, because that GoFundMe has created wealth for BWs. All you gotta do is go take a BW, take care of them, and you can just increase their wealth. They just have a GoFundMe account, their whole family can get paid. That's the only time your wealth actually goes up. Besides that, you don't do nothing but take my tax money, everyone else's tax money. And then you come online with that tax money, with your saggy tits putting on 20 pounds every time you do a live stream. If it wasn't for YouTube, you'd be homeless. And you talk about black men all day. That's what you do. And then you talk about black men dating interracially. And now when you talk about that, then I got to use some content, because there's a lot of content I can use just by your stupidity. So that's what I'm going to do. All right? But I just don't understand, how is it that your own father didn't even want to raise your dumb ass? And you feel entitled to people who aren't in any relation to you, that they're going to pick you over a bottom-of-the-barrel woman over non-BWs. And this is the hard truth. This is the truth. You won't hear this on no other channel. Nobody's going to pick you, your saggy tits. No one's going to pick your overweight ass, your bald, over a woman who has hair, a woman who's better shaped than you, a woman who has more to offer. And no white man you can get makes more than me. You don't make more than me. Bum-ass nigga Taz is homeless, is a stereotypical nigga, that dustball. So you're pretty much useless to society, but you feel entitled to a man that you never met. And I just don't understand the entitlement. Especially when your own father wouldn't even show up to your funeral if you got taken out. Like those people was gonna take you out a month ago. He'd be more concerned about that crack rock than your dumb ass showing up to your funerals. How the hell are you gonna expect anyone else to? Bitch, your own father doesn't love you. So how could anybody else? The nerve. Don't you agree? But taking all this into thought, it should be no surprise, before I get into this video, that black men are dating interracially and reproducing with other races of women, non-BWs, over these BWs. When you take into consideration that you are not only at the bottom of the barrel on everything positive, but you also take consideration that you're at the top of everything negative. I mean, this is why she doesn't state any facts or statistics in her videos. Instead, she just goes on rants and making up her own broken English. She has limited vocabulary, which you can say 3 trash tag bust dusty. Like, she's real stupid. But they're more likely to have STDs, more likely to have HIVs than other races of women. You lead that demographic, you're more likely to have a high obesity rate. So a black man who's in shape, who's in better shape than BWs, as you see on the screen, black men have lower obesity rates than white men, but BWs somehow have higher obesity rates than white women. You see, you won't see stats on her screen because she's too stupid to read stats. Talking about black men can't read, but you can't pull up a simple stat. I mean, every time she gets on live, she puts on 20 pounds. And this is stereotypical for BW because they have the highest obesity rate. So of course, black men are going to date interracially and choose other races of women. What do you have to offer? Talking about black men are less than dogs. Bitch, you are less than debris. Like I said, you're only worth anything when you get Sandra Blanded and that GoFundMe account goes up. I see these creatures come to my comment section talking about black men, black men getting shot by cops. Bitch, you bitches are lynch dummies. If that's the case, that's who you are. I had them come to my video on my last video with that. But these are just facts. They usually lose their hair before 32. I mean, compared to other races of women, BWs lose their hair before they hit their mid-30s. So you take all this in consideration. It's no wonder black men choosing other races of women. You are literally failing in everything that a woman should be. Not just looks, not just anything that regards emotion or mentally, but also physically. You could spend this time going to the gym, getting your fat ass in shape so your titties aren't sagging every time you get on a live stream. But instead, you're in here obsessing over who black men are laying up with. All right? Single moms with every single race of men. I mean, you got a video on, I'm going to shout him out. One of the guys I seen was a Manosphere guy. I watched a couple Manosphere guys. I think it was BGS. He had a video where he has a video on black men, BWs with other races of men. I think it's like almost 1.2 million BWs are single moms. The other races of men are either a quarter of that, between that. So you have the same result, which is why 2 of her sisters are a bunch of bed wenches with bottom shelf brass. I know people are going to say, oh, well, you date interracially too, so what is that? Well, I'm not writing racial slurs across my chest. This is a difference. I don't need to go on ghetto guy just get a white woman. It's a huge difference. But you got her sisters who are single moms by white men, and you got her who's a single mom by black man. Prime example, they have the same result. So you take this in consideration. Why would a black man who has something going for him, who doesn't have children, even choose these type of women over a non-BW? You would think someone like this would obviously know that, but instead they want to come online and talk about black men all day because they can't get the black men that these other races of women can get. And if you look at the story that I just mentioned, then you can see why. So back to this dumb bitch. Now you really get to see why their children end up in the situation they do. Getting hit at Walmart by cops. Getting punched in the face. Screaming. Back the blue, but then getting punched in the face by the same cops they talking about back the blue for because they had a problem with black men. This is who they are in society. This is why nobody can take these animals seriously. A bunch of degenerate crackhead descendants like Cynthia G. I mean, maybe if you were more concerned about losing weight, bettering yourself, you wouldn't have spider webs in your pussy. Maybe you would at least be able to attract someone who has 2 baby moms instead of 8 different women, kids by 8 different women. But nah, I'm not gonna lie to you. You probably still get at least 3. I mean, you are a BW. You are at the bottom of the barrel in every demographic that's positive, at the top in everything that's negative. So I'm not gonna kid you. You probably wouldn't, but you have better chances. But instead, you rather sit online, blame black men for all your issues, and catering to an audience of femcels just like yourself. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Understand what you're getting yourself into. You're going to get a lot of education in this next clip as we review some of this video so you can see exactly how it's proving my point on this platform. Proving my point, not proving your point. So let me get done with this video real quick. So before I get started with this video, let me just elaborate. So these creatures want to come to my channel and talk about Cynthia G. You're proving Cynthia G point. These low IQ animals want to come to my channel and make that comment. So I'm gonna go to her video and see how am I proving her point when she's actually proving my point. She's already made several videos debunking her false images that she put out, stating facts that are reality, not based on feelings. I want to see what she's saying that's actually proving my point. Now, I don't think this creature is important enough to really take too much time to respond to, because my whole channel can basically debunk all her talking points. However, I figured I got time right now, so I'm gonna do it in this video. So let's get started. This creature's on live right now.
The way black men regard black women. Now come up. I don't really like you. I have better options out there, but I'll use you. I'll use you if I have no other option. When I want to get a kink off, I'll go to a black man. If I want a man to dominate, I'll go to a black man. But yeah, you're not really my option.
So what's funny about how this creature is speaking right now, she tried to speak for other races of women. And this is why I'm going to start showing you guys how white women and other races of women think. Quit gatekeeping for other races of women, because for one, you creatures have the highest obesity rate, you have the highest STD rate, you have the least option, you're the least desired. You are not in a position to think for other women, speak for other women. We only have the credibility to do so. You only have the basic requirements that other races of women have. You are the bottom of the barrel of all races of women. You are insignificant. You cannot speak on white women when you'll never be one. Just because you got that weave on your head trying to resemble one, but you claim black men self-hate, but you got weave on your head, doesn't mean you weave chimps can speak for white women. You're not a white woman. I can have a white woman speak and make you look dumb as fuck. In fact, let me roll a clip real quick. Let's stop it right there for a second. We gotta let the woman speak for herself. Now, what's crazy, or what's going to be crazy about this video, is this the same person that she uses in her videos as an introduction to try to push this false propaganda out and this false narrative, which proves my point. She's just using it to help these bitter femcel BWs who can't compete with these other races of women for these men that they want. Rather it's white women, rather it's non-BWs, rather it's Hispanic women, especially white women, and even mixed women. So she's trying to cater to her low self-esteem, inferiority complex, femcel audience of BWs who worship white men that can't get white women in reality, and trying to push this narrative that these women aren't wanted by their men. Now, how ironic about this video is this is the same person that she used a clip of in the video to push a narrative on her profile, to push a propaganda. Let's really see how it contradicts what she just said in her statement. So let me show you how she's proving my point. Let me show you a visual demonstration of her proving my point, you dumb fucks. Let's start the video.
Also known as Dre all day.
And I'm Anna Dolce.
Also known as
Anna Dolce. So she's basically talking about her country, where she's from in Greece. How they have, well, not Greece, but what's it called? Georgia, where they don't really want people to date out their race, which is a part of their tradition. So this weed chimp took it out of context and started applying, a whole bunch of stuff like, oh, they see status is not. No, that's not what she was saying. In fact, status is inherited by your status position. It has nothing to do with the pigmentation of your skin, you stupid fucks. BWs get the lowest status white men, and other races of women usually get highest status men of all races. You get the lowest status men, period. But let's continue.
All right, so we were having this conversation already, but we decided to do a separate talk on this. What Anna said, what you said was, you find yourself giving energy more often to men of color.
Yes, you assume that I get more attention from men of color rather than white men. And I said that is not true. I think the difference is who.
That is not true. So she's trying to gatekeep for this race of woman entire ethnicity. She just spoke for herself. Let's continue.
I give the attention to. So I find myself giving more attention to non-white males rather than the white males.
All right,
So to elaborate on what she just said, she said more white men pursue her, but she gives attention to more non-white males. As a black man, in my experience, I can relate to this. In fact, let me give you an example. I was just walking shirtless the other day down to the basketball court at the park. A woman stopped and stared at me like, oh, that's some nice eye candy right there. Stopped conversating with the white guy that was right next to her, all up in her face, trying to talk to her. I don't know if that was her boyfriend or what, but she said, fuck you, nigga. I need some eye candy. And she looked at this masterpiece statue walking right by her. Because understand that I have that physique, and a lot of black men who are athletic have that physique that we naturally have. It's in our genetics. When we have that financial stability, what is it that they have to offer that we don't? That's just the reality of the situation. If you're attractive, you get any race from women. If you're financially stable, there's nothing holding you back, especially black men. That's just reality. Black men can really compete with top tier black men, at least, not these bottom shelf shines, can compete with other races of women. And if you reverse it, BWs are the ones failing to do so. This is just the truth. The truth hurts.
My assumptive question was that you get of men who approach you, 10 men approach you on the street. I was thinking that more often as a black guy than a non-black guy. So when we say black and white, we're saying a black dude with brown skin tone. Brown versus pale. What we call somebody who's not brown? What's the white?
White.
We'll just say black versus white, so y'all understand. This encompasses all. This is about the color of your skin, not where you're actually from or race or anything. But you're saying it's pretty much equal.
Why do the same glasses cost so much less on glassesusa.com than at the store? The thing is, when you buy at the store, you're not just paying.
Of this herself. Let me roll a clip of a white man saying this himself, because I'll let a white man speak for himself and show you how he looked down on these creatures. All right, let me show you.
But I'll take you. But when it comes to that man of no color, that's where my loyalty is. And this black man who's the side trick, emphasis on trick, because he's gotten out of prison, she has not had sex with him. Guess what he just...
Oh, so she's talking about a reality TV show where this guy, and this is probably not even a real scenario. This is how dumb this bitch is. You know, this, you could tell what reality TV shows are fake and what reality TV shows are real. She's talking about a reality TV show with one black guy who paid a white girl to get out of prison. But you don't talk about all the series I have, all the pictures I have on who they really choose, who we really choose. You don't want to talk about all these TikTok videos of these black men with these better looking white women. You don't want to talk about the fact that that black man, let's be real, had buck teeth, was skinny as hell. You don't want to talk about that because, again, this is how stupid her followers are, how stupid she is. You use an example to fit your narrative when there's several examples out there that counteracts everything you say, and that's exactly what my channel does. It's not, my channel was not created for this crusty ass ape. It wasn't created for it. But the reason I respond and I use her talking points and counteract them is because it's easier for me to highlight how inferior these weeb chimps are and the reality of the situation doing that. It's easier for me to point out these black men with white women when you got someone putting false narratives out there. It makes it more fun and it makes it easier to expose the truth. If they're not doing that, then it makes it more difficult because they're not really putting out false information. That's what makes it easy. And this is what these creatures do to cope with it. They're trying to use this crusty right here you see on the screen to cope with the fact that they can't compete with other races of women. They're trying to use this creature right here to cope with the fact that they're femcells. They're trying to use this creature right here to cope with the fact that their time dating men who are worth of any value is over. And then they don't just get bottom of the barrel white men. Black men. They get bottom of the barrel white men. They get bottom of the barrel white black men, Hispanic men, yellow men, pink men, whatever it may have it. They always get bottom of the barrel men. But let's continue. And I'm probably not gonna play this whole live. It depends on how long it is. And you got creatures like you being ran through by Jason Popes and Mike Oliver. You aren't even side. You aren't even side weave chimps. You're what white men go to when they can't get any better option. And they use you as toilets. And of course black men are no self-respecting man wants that back. That's what you are. You're an STD HIV bag to other races of men. And now black men are like, oh, I don't want that HIV STD bag. Why would I get that when I get more respect and more better looking white women or non-black women? That's exactly what's happening.
And have expressed her love for, all the while she's spending this black man's money. He's tricking off gifts on her. He's on his knees begging her.
Meanwhile, you're begging this man to pay attention to you. Let's roll that clip.
What'd you say?
Would you date black girls?
Absolutely not.
Why?
Because they're disgusting.
Really?
Yeah.
Why they sleep with everybody in?
Yeah, you guys are pretty gross.
But y'all beautiful.
Yeah, thanks. I know.
God bless y'all with pretty hair.
I know.
Pretty eyes.
I know. Thank you.
Intelligence.
I know.
Look at
Rolling up to pick her up. The man of no color is Zach. And I told y'all last time I talked about it that Zach was a man of no color. And I said something in me knows that Zach is a man of no color. See, because she already said on this show, Zach wouldn't wait for her while she was in prison. Zach broke up with her when he realized she had a prison sentence. Because whiteness is not a hot commodity on a woman in the white community. It's not a hot commodity. They don't care about that. There's a ton of women of no.
You see how stupid this dumb ape is? She just contradicted herself. She said white is not a hot commodity in the white community. But then she proceeded to say that that white woman will pick someone else because of their skin color. They'll pick a white man because of his skin color. But she just said white is not a hot commodity in the white community. So dumb bitch, that would mean especially white women, because white women date black men more than white men date BWs, because they see you as a step down collectively. Maybe a few bottom show brads will see you as equal, but most of them don't. White women actually don't see white as a commodity like you dumb weave chimps do. Oh girl, I'm gonna give me a powerful white man, 'cause he white. That's why you become a single mom's white man too. And that's why white women are able to date top men of your race, while you get the bottom of the barrel men of their race, because they don't see white as a commodity. You dumb bitch. You just contradicted yourself. This is why I don't really respond to this low IQ creature. So explain to me how she's proving my point when she's actually proving my point. Explain to me how I'm proving her point, per se. But let's continue.
Color who are just as white as the next one. What do a white man care about that? He's not about to worship this woman because she possesses white skin.
So we're gonna stop it right there, just so we can show this clip, just so we can play it. Cause I said before, they do a lot of projection, and this proves that point, that they're doing a lot of projection. You need to worship these white men to get them, claiming they have power and resources because the pigmentation of their skin, which is the definition of worship. None of you got the top men on Forbes because you can't, because you're BWs. You're a step down. However, white women do got billionaire rich black men at a much larger number. And that's crazy because there's not as many billionaire black men as there are white men. Now let's look at this video and say a white man saying himself, "Stop worshiping me, crusties."
Through social media, she said she liked me. I was like, okay, I took her out for a date. And the whole date was just her basically fawning over me. Not because of who I am, because I'm actually a shit person. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not I really don't think I'm a great individual. I messed up a lot in my life, and I regret it.
But she don't care because she worships whiteness. But if a black man dates a non-BW or finds a non-BW attractive, they claim that's worship. When then he's literally saying BWs are worshiping him. You see his projection. Proving my point yet again. So this crusty is proving my point. I'm not proving her point. And you femcells, proving my point. You're bottom of the barrel. You white women are better than you. Non-BWs, Hispanic women are better than you. Other racist women are better than you. I'll say that again. My whole content shows why. You prove that every day.
And that I'm trying to improve, I'm in no way worthy of this kind of flattery.
You can't make this up. You
can't
make this up.
And the whole
You can't make this up.
Because I was white.
Can't make this up.
So, to say I was offended, yeah, I think I was. Because that's the only thing that mattered, was the fact that I'm white. We are not the best dating option.
And white women and other races don't see white men as, white in the white community, she said, whiteness is not a hot commodity. So that applies that white women don't see white men as a hot commodity just for being white. They actually practice what they preach. If they saying they want men with resources and power, they get those men with resources and power. If BW say that, they get a homeless man in the street and try to prop him up and worship him, put him on a pedestal that he doesn't belong on, and he's not going to be put on his own community unless he got the credentials, the milestones to back that up, which 99.9% of the time they don't. In fact, statistics show that more black men with bachelor's degrees are married to non-BWs than even a decent white man with a bachelor's degree married to a BW. I mean, these are facts. But let's finish this video off real quick before I get back into the commentary of showing you how she's proving my point left and right.
Dead serious. You know, there's other people out there. And I know for a fact, black women, there are black men who are, as just in character, are better than I am.
So when she got that 4-year bid, he said, hit me up when you get out. That's what that man of no color did. And then guess what she did? She got on a prison pen pal website, and there was some self-hating, white-obsessed black man who every time he mentions white...
Self-hating. So how is it self-hating because he don't want to date the most bottom of the barrel, lowest tier woman on the planet? What prize are you creatures when you have the highest HIV STD rate? You're getting bottom of the barrel white man getting passed through like sloppy seconds. You have the highest obesity rate. As you see, you put on 20 pounds every time you do a live stream. I mean, you're the descendant of a crackhead, which means you don't come from a family structure, so you can't reproduce with you because you're useless. You have no hair, you're bald. No man with any self-respect want women who are bald. That doesn't mean they're obsessed with their hair. What exactly do you creatures have to offer to any race of men that makes them want to date you? That's what I'm trying to figure out. What does this saggy tit, bald bitch have to offer that any race of men would want to date her over a white woman? Let's be honest. What do this creature have to offer? She's 39 years old. She's a single mom. She probably aborted her ugly ass daughter, but I think she still has it. I mean, what does these creatures have to offer? I'm just trying to figure that question out.
He mentions her European phenotype, so he's literally doing all of this because she is white. He is doing all of this because she's white. He made that very clear on the show. Whenever he talks about this woman, the first thing he mentions is her blonde hair, and he talks about how she dates Barbie. Barbie is...
Yeah, she talked about how she's attractive. Having her blonde hair naturally is a lot better than having your fake blonde hair. Like when you go to the grocery store, you want the real cereal. You don't want the off-brand cereal. I don't understand why this weave chimp is talking about her blonde hair when she get hair to resemble that blonde hair. And then she says he's self-hating when you're self-hating by trying to imitate that same woman that he's dating. But you never will, so you obsess over them 24/7 because you can't compete with them. Actions speak louder than words. Once again, proving my point.
white. Okay? Barbie is called for white women. Do they have black Barbies now? Yeah, but they're relatively new. When Mattel made Barbie, they made a blonde hair, blue-eyed, big titties, little waist.
And who did the men of all races pick over that dark Barbie? They picked the white Barbie. They didn't pick your ugly ass. Which then further proves my point that you're so desperate you have to have white men validation to make you feel better because you're the least desired, the least wanted. It's not black men who have to do that. We are already desired. Once we establish ourselves financially, we have options. You're not a black man, so you wouldn't know that. We do have options. Bums like you and that clown, what's that clown name? I forgot his name. Bums like you will never have options that the white women have or the other races women have. They'll always have something you have or more. It's nothing that you have that they don't have. That doesn't work the other way around at an individual level for certain black men. And that's why black men have more options than you ugly weave chimps do. That's why you have to beg, do you like black girls? Do you like black girls? Do you like black girls? That's why you get stuck with every bottom of the barrel race of men. You get stuck with shines, fatherless boys who are black men. And you get stuck with bottom of the barrel, bottom shelf Jason Popes. It's a repeating cycle.
Realistic. Okay? So he mentions at the forefront of why he wants this woman is her whiteness. That is why. So I want you guys to listen to this clip. And I wish
So I see someone in the chat say dating a black man is worse than prison. dating a BW is the bottom of the barrel. Let's see how dating a BW is seen to other races of men. Let's roll that clip.
As a white man in the West, do I think a white man should ever procreate, marry, or be with a black woman? The answer is no. Why? Because black women in the West are inferior to white women. Why? Black women are 189.7 pounds on average. They typically have a different type of attitude. They're less submissive. I do not believe that these fat, fake-haired women, and plus the fact they can't grow their fucking hair out because they're destroying it constantly, I think it is a downgrade and an insult to a white male to date a black woman or procreate or be with this woman. I 100% think this. Now, however, when we're talking about a black man, should he or should he not date white women? The answer is yes, because that would be a step up. For white men to date a black woman is a step down.
Show it to you, but I can't show it to you because of copyright. YouTube will literally block it. You wouldn't even see it. You would just see a black screen. So there's no way I can actually show you it. But I can let you listen to it, and you'll understand what's going on when you listen to it. Okay? I want you to listen to what this woman of no color is saying. Even after she gets caught, listen to what she's saying.
Let's speed it up.
Hang on a minute. Let me get my audio. Mind you, let me pause it. Mind you, this is a week after she's gotten out of prison. He's constantly tricking off on her, buying her stuff. When she needed weave stitched in her hair, he went and paid the thousands of dollars for her to get the weave stitched in her hair.
Wait, again, let's see how stupid this ape is again. Don't get me wrong, I don't really remember, but didn't this weeb chimp say, someone said something I seen in a video, didn't this weeb chimp just say black men can't afford the trick, only white man can, or something to that context? I'm paraphrasing. Once again, contradicting herself. I mean, is this person that stupid? I'm just wondering.
He bought her 3 pairs of Jordans. We already know how much Jordans cost. He bought her 3 pairs of Jordans, Michael Kors bags, and he was sitting there about to pay for her boob job.
Oh, so money went back to the black man.
What do you bring her to get a boob job? I think she said it was about $8,000. I think that's what she came back to and told him that for her to get a boob job, it'll be $8,000 to $9,000.
But here's the funny thing about it. Regardless if I agree with him or if I don't, he paid more to her than your life is worth. He paid more to her than you make a year. He paid more to her than anything any bottom shelf brat can afford to pay to you, or any black man you can get can afford to pay to you. And that's why you're on here crying about it, making a video which contradicts this title. Alfonso, Roberto, and black men who think we care, they married white. She's trying to convince herself she doesn't care. If you don't care, you wouldn't be making a video about it. You know, he bought her this. He bought her $800. He bought her $500 of this because I can't afford that. You know, I gotta get welfare and make 20 videos about black men with white women to get that. You know, this is what she's saying. This is how stupid this weave shim sounds. Nobody values you, you dumb fuck. Let me roll that clip again, you dumb bitch. You're the most least valued, least respected, least wanted race of women on the planet. If anything, black men will be the ones that do value you, at least. Of course, I don't. A lot of black men don't. But if compared to other races of men, no one values you. You're useless. You dumb bitch. Let's roll this clip real quick. So before I get started with this video, let me say I'm going to put this in a separate video as well. I'm going to add some commentary to it because there's a lot of things I want to say in this video that is proving what I've been saying since I've been on the internet. And I want to say another thing too. People who lie are really good liars, like this crustball Cynthia G. They tell half lies with half truths. So when she said black men don't value BWs, black men like me and a lot of other black men who think like me, we don't value BWs. We have every reason not to, because as you're about to see in this video, they're trash, they're desperate, they don't take accountability. We don't value them. They're not worthy of having any value. But that's the half truth, because compared to other races of men, black men still value BWs on average, because the statistics show that marriage rate, how much other races of men reject them, dating app responses, the fact that you got a race of women who promote hate speech on black men all day, and you don't have a race of men. You don't have more races of men, of black men, promoting to replace these creatures. You got black men talking about they're gonna travel to another country to get a BW. Like that's they value. I don't value BW. I don't see why any man, no other race of man would. If we traded women, no other race of man would travel to another country to get their same race of women. They replace them. They would replace them, and they would just put them in schools to reproduce with their own race of men. They would replace the women. They just wipe them out, because that's how other cultures operate. So it's not even possible for black men not to value without no one valuing you, because, and they shouldn't. No one should value you. But that's a half lie. That's a half lie and a half truth. But that's what good liars do. But you're about to see in this video, nobody values them. Let's roll the clip. Like I said, I'm going to put this in a separate video too and add a commentary to it. It might be in the Rise of the Femcells 3.
And like, I know that the situation was my fault because I should have just.
Oh, she says my fault. No, she didn't say it's black men's fault. They don't value black women because I'm a femcel and I can't compete with other races of women. No, she said it's her fault. Complete opposite. Proving my point again that I've said before. This creature blames everyone else for their own failures and inability to compete with other races of women. So she's proving my point. I'm not proving her point. As this video is showing, black woman saying it for herself out her own mouth. It's my fault. It's not black men's fault. It's my fault. We'll hear the opposite 99.9% of the time on YouTube, because that's how much of failures of these BWs are. They want to blame black men for everything.
But like, it really fucking hurt because like I had sex with him and he basically just like used me for sex. He was like white guy in a frat. And so
these white guys who can't get no sex from non-BWs, they can always go to them. They're like the incel can go to them and just get laid. Y'all put these bitches on a pedestal compared to other races of women. Want other black boys to grow up with low self-esteem dating these bitches when they accomplish something. No, they don't value them. They not worthy of being valued. They're useless. Quit putting these animals on a pedestal. You need to survive. And your offspring, you need to build a legacy. That's what you should be focused on. And reproducing with these animals is not going to build you a legacy. Video is proof.
Basically, I ended up seeing him at Target when I was there with my old best friend like at the time. And he wouldn't look me in the eyes. He wouldn't say anything. It was like he was ashamed of me and just like embarrassed.
Quote, quote, quote. Black men don't value black women. What does it sound like? No one values black women. Facts.
So I stood up for myself and said what I needed to say to him.
Facts.
And he ran away from me when I was speaking to him.
Facts.
And my friend was like, that's humiliating. Like, she was like, you just embarrass yourself.
Facts. I think we had enough evidence. Let's continue on with the video. So maybe that's what you mean when you proving Cynthia's point. Well, yeah, you're right. I am proving her point. If you're saying black men don't value you, I don't. However, nobody does. What the fuck is wrong with these people? Black women are on TikTok begging white men to date them. Black women are on YouTube begging white men to date them. Black women are on YouTube creating courses called Pink Pill to charge people how you get a white man, girl, and they still remain single, unmarried, and single moms by bottom show brads. Black women are on TikTok talking about how white men don't take care of the kids, just like they are on YouTube crying about how no one else take care of the kids. They have the same result, but the white women don't. Black women are on YouTube making up statistics, using sample statistics that are inaccurate and wasn't even published to fit their narrative that black men are deadbeat fathers that are being debunked. You weave chimps are the one who are worshiping white men, whiteness, because you got weave on your head too, so we gotta say whiteness. Not black men. Black men don't need to worship white men. Black men aren't on ghetto gaggers writing racial slurs across their chest. You are. But then again, I understand you're the least desired. You're not valued. You're trash. You're scum of my shoe. You're not valued compared to other races of women. That's the truth. So I understand you got to do what you got to do. You got to beg other races of men to date you. You got to pay for courses to get other races of men to date you. You got to talk about, girl, we got to die bed to get other races of men to date you because you're at the bottom of the barrel woman. So I understand that. But when you put out this false narrative that black men are doing it, oh, we got to play these videos. We got to play these clips. We got to play these clips. It's a must. You fucking idiot. It's a difference between not having options and being loyal. You don't have options. I get white men hit. Okay, if white men are hitting you all the time, other race of men are hitting on you all the time, explain why not one single white man on top 100 Forbes list are with or married to a BW. Explain why, if you reverse that, the top 5 or top 10 richest black men, about 4 out of 10 of them, about 5 out of 10 of them are with other races of women. If you're so desired, if you're so wanted, why is this possible? You stupid fucks.
National television is detailing the imbalanced black man worshiping culture. Black women are seeking black men who they overvalue. Black men are seeking...
Weave ships are the only people who get classified as queens when they have the status of a peasant. That's the definition of worship. Let's look up the definition of worship. So, calling someone a queen when they have the status of a peasant. That's worship. That's adoration for these creatures. They have the status of a peasant. They contribute to nothing in society. They online crying about, we gonna abort black boys, and wondering why they get Sandra Blanded. You know, wondering why they end up used as a Christmas decoration like Michaela Miller. You know, this is the definition of worship. When you worship women, like, call them queens when they have the status of a peasant. You just call them queens because they're black. That's the definition of worship. I don't know what this weave ship is going on about black men are worship. It's them, these creatures who are worship. That's the definition of worship.
women of no color who they value. Now listen to this clip, because in this clip, this woman of no color just sat in front of this man's mom. And he basically told his own mom, if you don't accept Becky, you don't accept me. Listen, he sat in front of his mama's face, his own black mama, who, when he was broke from tricking off on Becky, because the
Again, this... I don't understand how people could be this stupid. You see how emotional and angry she is? He talking about Becky. He said this about his mom. He said that. You hear this dumb bitch and you're telling me you don't care? Bitch, you obviously do care. Actions speak louder than words. You are literally showing you care, you dumb fucking bitch. Why hasn't someone used this? Why hasn't someone taken her out yet? Wasn't someone supposed to take her out like a few weeks ago? But it's hilarious to me how actions speak louder than words. You can clearly see this creature is having a fucking damn near a stroke, high blood pressure, because this man is with a white woman, or, you know, spending money on a white woman. This is a reality TV show. This isn't even real. I can guarantee you. This creature has no credibility or no sources to contact to confirm this is a real reality TV show. The only real reality TV show is something like The Real World. But this is what she's doing. She's over here crying, ranting, showing how much she cares. You got these fatherless boys, like that bum I did a video on a few weeks ago, complaining about a black man dating a non-BW, as if BWs are any prize to anyone. But let me continue this video real quick, and I'm gonna get back at it when I get back. But they don't have any proof. This is a real video, you dumb fucking bitch. Like, this person is stupid. What proof do you have this is a real video? This is a real. This actually happened. First, see, this is how you know someone's dumb. Because if he said he made 80,000 a year, 72,000 a year, right? How did you make 80,000, 72,000 a year, but you spent what he say, like 20,000? I heard. Does that even add up or make sense? What did you do? Save up and live with your parents for 5 years, or take a loan out? Because that doesn't add up. You only make 72,000 a year, but you spent 10K on a woman in jail over a time frame of 2 months. Does anyone with any sort of rational logic think that makes any sort of sense? Because to me, it doesn't. But let's continue real quick. You know what's funny? This is why I say these creatures have nothing in common with me. Because for one, see, my mom don't care who I bring home as long as she's top tier, high quality. She colorblind with that. But these weave chips like her, these creatures, they come from this culture where they hate white women but love white men. They worship masa, as they call them masa. So I'm gonna call them masa. But they hate white women because they envy them because they can't compete with them, as you see in this video. You're scum on the bottom of other people's shoes when it comes to your status and your position in this country. That's just the truth. You're lower than black men. You're lowest of the lowest. So I can understand why you envy white women and other races of women so much. I mean, you were Aunt Jemimas to their men, and you happily thought that was a prize. I thought it was an accomplishment. Everyone looking at you like you're stupid while you're out here worshiping bottom shelf brads, but you're crying about black men spending money on white women. This is the hypocrisy that they have, and they look like clowns. All right. So, yeah, I'm about to get off real quick. I'm gonna come back. I have a life unlike this creature, and I got more important stuff to do. Instead, I'm about to go date a white woman tonight. It's just to piss y'all off. So yeah, I'm about to get out of here. I'm gonna come back and slaughter this crusty later. This was just a warm up.